First off is the survival needs of the community. In short, its basic needs. First off, we must know the geographical location of the community. What are its climates, its surroundings, and its resources? And in that, what are their preferences for their food, their shelter, their housing, and so on and so forth. In the Philippines, for instance, our seasons are mainly composed of summer season, rainy season, summer season, rainy season, and more of summer and rain. So due to our tropical location, our preferences are highly affected by this. Our job, food, clothing, and sheltering preferences. For instance, if the community is near the ocean or the sea, their living is dependent on fisheries. But however, if the community is near the mountainside, their living is dependent on farming, agriculture, mining, and hunting. Second is our mode of communication. The richness of language signifies our cultural preservation. The language we speak highly reflects on what our culture is. Language does not only include the language itself, but how we speak it and how we use it. The intonation, pitch, stress, intonation, slang, pronunciation, speed, and how we use the words. A good example of this is the difference between American English and the British English. For Americans, tea is a lemon iced tea. However, for British, tea is a cup of hot tea minus the ice plus the sweeteners, which includes sugar, honey, lemon, and perhaps milk also. Transportation reflects on the culture and progression of the country as well. Is it accessible? Is it affordable? What are the pros and cons in using this mode of transportation? For instance, trains or the railway systems are the fastest mode of transportation here and worldwide. This signifies as well how fast the technological progression of the country has. In our country, jeepney is not only unique, but the most affordable, accessible for all and majority, gender, sex, race, and so on and so forth. This also signifies our cultural preservation as a Filipino people. What we learn and how we learn highly affects our totality, and that is why education is also a component of culture. Culture of education here in the Philippines is different from other countries. But before the implementation of the K-12 program in our school curriculum, we highly emphasize on civica, Filipino, values, English or GMRC, and religion and Christian living for some other schools. However, in Japan, they are mainly focused on their main language, which is Nihongo. They also learn their ancient language, mathematics, science and technology, and a little bit of robotics. That is why Japan, aside from their being difficult to understand and communicate with, Japan is the most highly advanced country nowadays, and also which makes them very unique and a country that has a deep sense of nationalism and love for country. Moving on to the next component, which is economy. In economy, there is a law of equivalent exchange. In order to obtain something, you must hand in something that has an equivalent value. In short, a fair exchange must be made. But also, what you give is what you take. The economy of a community is affected by the decisions of the management of the marketing sector. And in return, we are also affected by what the marketing sector has decided for us. An example of this is the price increase for our basic goods and basic needs. Would you still go for that trusted brand that has increased its price? Or would you go for the brand that has low price range but you don't know what the quality is? This is me, Patricia Erica V. Erni, reporting about the first half of the components of culture. Signing off.